I just joined. Hola, Maria. How are ya? Good to see you guys. And we have here Rebecca Ziegler Mano. And let me see where my Mano is. Let's see to our live chat. We're waiting. Rebecca is coming through. And right now I have my favorite jersey right here. My Mano, Rebecca Ziegler Mano. How are ya?
I'm great. How are you?
We're
Hello
doing
from.
well. Thank you for joining us. What time is it right now in Harare, Zimbabwe?
It's 10 o'clock at night.
So is it your bedtime yet or
Nah,
not?
no, no, no,
No,
not
no, no,
yet.
no. Okay, well, thank you so much for being with us live today. I see that you have a special t-shirt right there. What's going on?
I've got to promote my team just like you are. This is my Arsenal jersey.
So
But I have a second jersey here for a shout out for someone. I've got my Cali Colombia Deportivo jersey just next to me as well.
yes, that I love that jersey. And for those Arsenal watchers right now, here it is. I know Stefano Papaleo won't be very happy, our Italian
Uh,
friend.
oh my,
But anyway, we're here, we're live, and the purpose of this live today is to talk to a little bit about you, your career, and the awesome work that you're doing in Africa and Zimbabwe. I know Rebecca since 2003, right before we were here on this live. We say a lot of years, so it's 17 years since I met you at a college fair at the Michael's Hotel, and we became very good friends. Rebecca, where are you from originally?
I'm from California originally, but I've been here for, yeah, just over 20 some years. So it's my.
So you've been there, and how did you ended up in Zimbabwe?
I first came here to teach in a rural area, and then I came back. I met my husband at Stanford, and we came back after we got married. He's
Okay, well,
Zimbabwean.
and you have beautiful children right now. Are they home with you right now, or they are here in the States?
Oh, shout out to them. They are all locked down in different places. So Esther, shout out to Esther, who's at Earlham in college in Indiana, to Grace, who is working in California, and my daughter Margaret is here at home.
Okay, well, and you are all safe, right?
We are all safe.
Okay, so Rebecca is a social entrepreneur. I've known you for 17 years. You cannot sit still. You have helped hundreds and hundreds of students around the world, not only students from Zimbabwe and Africa, from around the world. 20 years ago, you came out with the idea of the United States Achiever Program. Can you tell us a little bit about the USEP program?
Sure. The USEP program is there to help high achieving, low income students who really have a drive to want to make a difference in the world. So it first started as part of Education USA at the US Embassy. And then 4 years ago, it evolved when I decided to start a nonprofit called Education Matters. And USAP kids are just an incredible inspiration. They are doing amazing things all over the world. And now this January, we started a school, the USEP Community School. So we now have a full school where we're working in a boarding situation with kids who just don't have great educational opportunities and helping them to have a transformative education, to get scholarships to the top schools around the world with the idea that they come back to build Zimbabwe into a better place.
So, Rebecca, have you counted how many students in these 20 years have gone through the USEP program, and how many countries right now have the USEP program?
I would, yeah, that's a hard one. I think from Zimbabwe, we are over 450 students now. In
Uh-huh.
USUP, add the students from our other programs, our student athlete cohort and internship programs, and the other countries that have joined, I'm sure we hit over 1,000.
Good. Well, this is what is so amazing about you, that you come out with an idea, with a concept, and you go through. And I love your enthusiasm. Tell us a little bit more about the school. When did you come out with the idea? How long did it take you to put the idea together? When did you launch at your school, and how many students do you have? And how do you pick every single student that you have at your school?
Okay, so that's a lot of questions. Let me try to put them together. I started thinking about a school quite a long time ago, some years ago. but it really became serious about 3 years ago. And then I was very fortunate that another incredible educator, James Linville, who's our head of school, agreed to join in the venture as another founder, and another USAP alum called Colin Nyazenga, who went to Haverford, also joined me. So the three of us kind of co-founded and started working really hard together with a lot of USAP alum who are on our board, on our committees. And it really started coming together, I would say, very seriously from the middle of 2018 till the present. We opened in January. We have 45 students. We are 11th and 12th grade school, so we have 45 students in our lower 6th or 11th grade. And we'll take 45 more each year, so we'll have 90 at any given time at the school. They are all students who are incredibly bright and motivated, but all come from backgrounds where they were either not going to continue school at all or not be able to go to a quality school. I'm thinking, did I forget any of your questions? That's where we are.
That's really good. What's the capacity overall? How many students can you house at the boarding school?
Yeah, so we will have 90, 45 in lower 6th and 45 in upper 6th, which is 11th and 12th grade at any given time. Our model is different, that we're not trying to make many schools and thousands of kids all over the world, but we really want to be a model. So we want to be a model for how to work effectively with low-income students from rural areas, refugee camps, high-density townships, who are really bright, and how to get them effectively to leverage them into full scholarships at top universities. So we hope that we're going to be a model that people from different parts of the world and different countries can try to emulate on their own in their own context.
Good. I see that a lot of probably of your students and friends are joining our live. So everybody, we're here with my Mano, Rebecca Zeigler Mano from Zimbabwe, Education Matters Africa. Rebecca, I'm very interested to know about the construction and sustainability of the boarding school. Can you go deeper into that, please?
Yeah. So right now we are at a temporary facility when we opened in January that we're leasing, while we are still fundraising for the actual construction of our school, which we hope to be completed next year so that we can move from our temporary place to the actual place. We are building a very sustainable school. We want to use as much as possible solar, organic gardening, and the natural resources which are abundant in Zimbabwe for the school, natural lighting, etc. Our school is really different in that it's not just an exam-driven system like you find in Zimbabwe, but we're also teaching skills that we think young people need to learn. So I teach, for example, research methodologies. All students take that class. They also take reasoning and critical thinking. They all take a humanities class, and then they take their science A-level classes and computer science as well. So we hope that by the time students go through our school, they have really thought about the problems they want to tackle in their lives and how they can use their education to apply to tackle those problems.
Okay, so there is a question here. Are you opening a school, Ms. Mano? And the answer is the school is being open. What is the location of the school? If I've been to Harare, so yeah. I fly to Harare, into Harare.
Yeah. So we're 45 minutes from Harare, just outside of Goromonzi. When you're there, you feel like you're there. It's a rural area. It's beautiful, msasa trees and all of that, but it's just 45 minutes to get to the city.
Good. And have you yet received any visitors from universities from around the world, or still too soon?
Yeah, so we had some great visitors. Every Wednesday we have convocation when we ask visitors to come and talk to our students. We had the warden of the Rhodes House, the head of the Rhodes Scholarship, come from the UK. We've had the ambassador from the US come. We've had some USAP alum come. Then unfortunately we had 9 US admissions officers all scheduled to come in May before COVID hit. So we hope that they'll all come next year because they were unable to come because of that. Okay. Yeah.
There is a Namuya here asking, is it a boarding school? And I say, yes, it is a boarding school, and the students stay on campus. And like,
yes, and the students are coming from all over Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has 10 provinces, and we have students from all 10 provinces as well as from Zimbabwe's refugee camp.
Okay. My Mano, Rebecca, when did you guys decided to send everybody back home, and how is it working like with technology? I'm very curious about how are the students keeping up with academics right now that everybody's at home?
Yeah, so the government of Zimbabwe decreed all schools had to be closed. I believe it's March 23rd or March 24th. I'm forgetting the exact date. We had about 5-day warning, and that was 2 weeks before schools were supposed to close. They were supposed to close on April 3rd. So we had to quickly come up with a plan. We have 45 students. Only 2 of them have access to any kind of internet. The other 43 do not. And about 12 of them have no electricity at all and are in very rural areas. So we had to think, how are we going to deliver education to these people at a time when, for most of the students in the US who are watching this, you know that your universities just went to Zoom and went online, and that was the way it was. Whether you like it or not, at least there was an option.
Yes.
So what we did was our students all have Kindle Fires. We got them from a grant from the International ACAC Opportunity Fund. So they have Kindles, and we downloaded PDFs of all of their textbooks and put them on the Kindles. And then for those who live in rural areas, we gave them solar lights and solar chargers that they could use to charge their Kindles solar-wise. So at least they could access their textbooks. We then gave them 2 months worth of homework so that they would have the work to do. And we've set up a system with WhatsApp. So every student either had a phone that could use WhatsApp, or we bought them a SIM card and they're using somebody else's phone and just putting the card in when they need to operate. So every Monday I load data bundles to every one of the students' phones, send them data, and then we have WhatsApp groups for every single class. So our students are on about 10 WhatsApp groups. They have them for every class. They have one for the whole school, and they even have them for co-curriculars. So the club has a group. The cross-country club has a group where they put their workouts. The a cappella has a group where they put their songs, so that we wanted to try to keep school going as much as we could. And so far, the WhatsApp groups have been pretty amazingly successful in that students are coming on, they can take a picture of their math problem, ask their math teacher for help. Their teacher can come on with a voice note and explain how it's done, etc. And that's how we're keeping the school going.
Rebecca, I have a question for you. I was just talking to another foundation. The foundation is covering the cost of data. Is that the case for you guys? Are you guys covering that cost?
We're covering the cost for all of our students because they would not afford it, and we're trying to fundraise as much as we can for that.
Okay.
It's costing us about 35 US a week just to send out WhatsApp bundle data beyond any additional data, just for the students to use.
And just to make sure, $35 for the whole 45 students, or $35 per student?
Oh, for the 45 students.
Okay, so JCT for Education will send you contribution. There is a question here. I would like to send some funds to Education Matters Foundation. Can you please tell us, and I'd be more than happy to post that information on our Instagram account, JCT for Education. Tell us what's the procedure if we are people from around the world, people here in the United States, how can we send some monetary fund to you guys?
No, thank you so much. There's several ways. We are registered in the United States as Education Matters Africa Foundation. And there are several ways you can donate to us. One is through Global Giving. If you look up Education Matters Global Giving, you'll find our project. And the other one is directly from our website, which is usapschool.org. There's a donate button there. So those are 2 easy ways. And I think in the time of COVID, when this is an easy thing for even students who don't have money, everybody who's using Amazon right these days, you can use us through Amazon Smiles. So you can sign up for donating to our charity, Education Matters Africa Foundation, on Amazon Smiles, and we'll get a little small contribution from Amazon as well.
Okay, so everyone that is watching, $35 will help a full week for WhatsApp for 45 students, Education Matters School in Harare, 45 minutes from Harare. So you count on our contribution. We will, after we finish, we will send you some contributions so you can have some data for the students. But my Mano, I have a question for you. I know we're running out of time. I see Carolina Jaramillo. Caro, your brother is coming, Lucas Jaramillo. He's coming next Thursday. He was a professional soccer player in Colombia. But my Mano, what are you doing at home? I know you sleep probably 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, but it's not all about work. What are you doing? How are you keeping yourself together at home?
Yeah, I guess I am doing a lot of work because it's a time we need to fundraise and all, but I'm also trying to set up kind of a routine. So we have a USEP Runs group on Strava, and I finally joined it. So I'm going out for a long walk, 8, 10 Ks in the morning. And I think my walks are what keeps me sane because I go out at a time when there's no one outside, so it's safe. But otherwise, it's just trying to keep a routine. I'm reading a lot of books.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and just trying to keep a routine that keeps exercise, good healthy eating, and a positive attitude as part of it. The other thing that's really keeping me going is all of my students. My assignment for them over the holidays was to do a community service project, and they are doing amazing work, especially on COVID awareness in their communities, and that's been really, really inspirational.
Good. So I know that you and I, we are football, soccer lovers. Of course, this is my team in Colombia. I'm sorry, everyone. I had to show this up. Here we have an Arsenal fan. So please don't take it against us. It's just about sports. When did you become so enthused about football, soccer, and when did you become an Arsenal fan?
I think I became our whole family are Arsenal fans. A long time, a decade, I would say. But I think what cemented it as a forever thing was my daughter Esther spent the year between high school and college at Arsenal.
Okay.
And once your daughter is there working at Arsenal as part of the gap year program and getting her coaching qualifications from Arsenal, there's no going back. And it's the best team. I mean, come on.
Come on, come on. I don't know if Marco in Cali will agree with you, but we let that to the people that are judging us and Stefano and so forth. But my man, I know it's late for you. It's time to go to bed in Zimbabwe. While here, we continue our day. But I just want to say thank you so much. You are an inspirational to all of us. You're an iconic figure in international education. We love you. I think all the viewers, audience, we all agree that you're the best. Keep doing what you're doing. You've been fighting for democracy. All the students that you have sent from Zimbabwe around the world, I know it's going to pay back. It's going to pay off. The alumni that you have will help rebuilding. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for being such an amazing woman.
Oh, I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me today.
And to all of you, all of those of you that are watching us right now, Rebecca Zeigler Mano, live from Harare, Zimbabwe, and we hope to see you soon. Remember, you're welcome, always welcome to come back. Adios.
Thank you. Bye.